This is like 1984. Punjab upset over injustice to Kashmir. One state where the Narendra Modi government's move to scrap the special status of Jammu and Kashmir and divide it into two union territories has received widespread condemnation is Punjab. The criticism came from several sections, from the state's political leadership to intellectuals, retired civil servants, students and farmers' outfits. Even Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh, who has taken hawkish positions on matters of national security in the past, slammed the move as being unconstitutional. Aam Aadmi Party, which voted in favour of the government's decision in the Rajya Sabha on 5th August, took a different position in Punjab. AAP MLA Kanwar Sandhu said that the government's decision was an assault on the federal structure of the constitution. He tweeted that instead of bringing peace, the government's move could achieve the opposite. Curiously, AAP's MP in the Lok Sabha, Bhagwant Mann, who represents Sangrur in Punjab, skipped the entire debate on the revocation of Jammu and Kashmir's special status, despite his party's public support for the move. Widespread protests. But the opposition to the Modi government's move wasn't restricted to the corridors of power. There were protests in different parts of Punjab, mostly by left-wing and Panthik outfits. For instance, outfits like Lok Sangram Manch, Kirti Kisan Union, Punjab Students Union, Inqalabi Lok Morcha, Inqalabi Kendar, Association for Democratic Rights carried out protests in Bathinda, Moga and other cities. Dal Khalsa also held demonstrations expressing their solidarity with the people of Kashmir. A group of Sikh intellectuals and eminent citizens held a press conference in Chandigarh on Tuesday. At the press conference, Professor Gurdarshan Singh Dhillon, a renowned scholar of Sikh history, said, and I quote, "On one hand, 80 lakh people have been imprisoned in their own land. They are being subjected to the worst kind of oppression. On the other hand, people are dancing on the streets in celebration. What kind of people are these? Is this their faith? Is this their nationalism? It is shameful." Quote close. Retired IS officer Gurtej Singh said, and I quote, "Hindutva forces are out to destroy the nation. Every institution is under threat." Quote close. Leading a protest at the Punjab University campus, the Students' Union President Kanupriya said, and I quote, "The BJP's entire politics is about Hindi, Hindu, Hindutva. This is why they have denied basic rights to the people of Kashmir." Quote close. Amandeep Singh of the Punjab Students' Union Nilkar Group said, "Kashmir is the world's most militarized zone. People's rights have already been trampled upon. Now whatever special protection they had has also been destroyed. This won't stop with Kashmir. This may be repeated in Punjab and the Northeast." Quote close. 1984 trauma recalled. Many Punjabis were reminded of the trauma Punjab faced in the 1980s and 1990s, particularly Operation Blue Star and its aftermath. Journalist and writer Amandeep Sandhu wrote on Facebook, and I quote, "As Kashmir is cordoned off, no internet, no landline, no news coming in and out, I am reminded of a similar clampdown in Punjab in the summer of 1984, Operation Blue Star, a wound on the nation's conscience that has still not healed. Then we had 1990 Kashmir, and now we have learned nothing. As a nation and as Indians, we have all failed Kashmir." According to another senior journalist, Jaspal Singh Sidhu, and I quote, "The project of majoritarian takeover that began in 1984 is being continued. This is part of the Hindutva takeover of institutions." He said this at a press conference of Sikh intellectuals on 6th August. He further said, and I quote, "The manner in which the entire state was placed under curfew, people were arrested, all means of communication suspended. It is exactly like what happened before the attack on Darbar Sahib in 1984. Quote close. Professor Dhillon said that India had become a republic of fear. He said, and I quote, "The state was dismembered without even asking people who lived there. The people were put under siege using the army. We don't know what conditions people are living in, whether they are alive or dead, whether they have access to basic facilities and medicines. This reminded all of us of what happened in 1984. Quote close. Akalis and Kejriwal slammed for betraying federalism. The BJP's ally Shiromani Akali Dal Badal is facing flack for supporting the government's decision to bifurcate Jammu and Kashmir into two union territories. In a blog post, journalist Jagtar Singh targeted SAD Badal's leader Sukhbir Badal, who spoke in favor of the bills in Parliament. He wrote, and I quote, "The Akali Dal contested the 1967 election on the demand of Sikhistan on Jammu and Kashmir's lines. Akali Dal President Sukhbir Badal should at least have basic knowledge of his own party's history and valiant struggles." Quote close. Jagtar Singh attributed the SAD's stand to how the Akali Dal's character has changed under the leadership of Prakash Singh Badal. Gurdarshan Singh Dhillon was even more harsh. At the press conference, he said, and I quote, "By taking a stand that goes against federalism, the so-called Akali Dal has betrayed its own legacy. It has betrayed Punjab and it has betrayed Sikhs. They have given Sikhs a bad name." Quote close. Dhillon said that, like the Akalis, AAP convener Arvind Kejriwal has also been exposed with his support for the government's decisions. Jagtar Singh said that Kejriwal had made a mockery of himself by having different stands for Delhi and Jammu and Kashmir. Support from Sikh diaspora. But it isn't just Sikhs in Punjab who expressed their anger at the lockdown in Kashmir. Support for Kashmiris poured in from the Sikh diaspora as well. Ravi Singh, the founder and CEO of Khalsa Aid, wrote on his Facebook wall, and I quote, "As human beings, we must all be concerned at the lockdown of Kashmir by India. Those who are celebrating are lacking humanity. Every Kashmiri, Muslim, Sikh, Hindu, etc. is a human being first. This lockdown is deeply concerning." Quote close. Britain-based journalist Sunny Hundal accused the Modi government of ripping apart the constitution as well as destroying the basis of Kashmir's accession to India. Clearly, the revocation of Jammu and Kashmir's special status and the ongoing lockdown in the erstwhile state has sparked fear and anger among Punjab's Sikhs as well as the Sikh diaspora. There are fears that what has happened to Kashmir could happen to Punjab and that the Hindutva project could eventually harm Sikhs as well. The lockdown in Kashmir has brought back memories of the ghastly violence against Sikhs in the 1980s and 1990s and the attack on Harbandar Sahib in Amritsar that remains a wound for many Sikhs. Another concern in the community is that the worsening of ties between India and Pakistan could place the Kartarpur Sahib corridor project in jeopardy.